Yep, so we right there at the sweet spot. So yeah, this is the 200-hour review for my Gravely Prostance 48. I'm about to do some preventative maintenance on it and tell you the condition of the machine after 200 hours of service. So stay tuned. Let's get Peace, everybody. How you doing? It's Richard, owner of Cuttin Up Lawn Care and Development. Quality gets quantity, and I am here in the shop today. As you can see, it's a beautiful day behind me in Georgia. I could be out cutting grass, but like I said, sometimes you have to take a day off to service your equipment and to give yourself some rest. So the reason for me not being in service today is because I'm maintaining my equipment. The Bradley's over there. That'll be another video, but right now we're gonna focus on the Gravely Prostance. As you see, I got the deck cover off of it. Got a little issue here with the idler pulley. It's shaking a little bit, so I go and get the part that I need before it breaks down. So I got that part. I'm gonna replace that. Of course, I'm gonna change the outer air filter, even though it comes with the inner and the outer. I'm gonna change the air filter because we've been cutting through a lot of dust. I'm gonna inspect the blades, and then I am going to change the hydraulic fluid. So every 100 hours you are supposed to change the hydraulic fluid, and I got the kit right here, and you are going to see me do that today. And just the overall inspection of the machine, check the fluids, and I'll let you know what the dealer told me now to look out for at 200 hours. All right, you are going to definitely need a jack. I got my impact. You don't need an impact, but it's a little easier on you. Couple jack stands, the fluid in the filters, of course. And this actual package, you could do ZT28 through ZT2800 through ZT3800. So if you have any of these transaxles on your mower, your zero turn, you can use this kit. I believe it comes with let's see. Matter of fact, let me just open it up so y'all can see it. So this kit comes with 5 quarts of trans fluid, a pump, and as you can see through the screen, 2 of the hydraulic filters, 1 for each side. And yep, that's exactly what we're gonna do to this mower, because she is right at 200, and according to the manual, every 100 hours you should change the hydraulic fluid. I normally change the oil every like 50 hours, but or when it gets dark, but it's not that bad. I have just recently changed it, so it's not bad. So now I'm just going to tack the hydraulic fluid. So stay tuned with me.
It's a raw beat, boy.
it's like a 3-step process for each side. So first, you want to take off the wheel, and I believe that's a 13/16 socket. Then you want to take off, this is called like a skid plate. It's to protect the hydros. And let's see, that's a 14 millimeter. I don't know if you can see it. That's a 14 millimeter. And then you're gonna want to take off the cover. It's like a little cover that protects the filter, and it's only got 2 bolts, and that takes a 10 millimeter. So you're gonna need a 10 millimeter, a 14 millimeter, and 13/16. So as you can see, that's the first part of this process. So I'm just letting those drip until you know, this side is dripping like drops. This one still got a little stream. I'm gonna just let them drip out, and then we're gonna go to the second part, which is cleaning up the filter area, putting the filters back on, reversing that process, and then we'll go to the third and final step. So stay tuned. All right, guys. So the fluid is pretty much dripped down. The hydraulic fluid has dripped out all into the pan, pretty much on each side. So before I reverse this process, I'm just gonna check things like, you know, this dust cap, make sure everything on there is tight. You know what I'm saying? Just give stuff a little jiggle, make sure nothing's wrong. You know, little stuff like that could go a long way. And then before we get back to the mower, I popped these dust caps off to make sure there was grease still where I guess the spindle where my freewheel in the front turns. So they told me it was non-serviceable. Right? They put that little bolt in there, but you know, to my understanding, you could take that out and put a Zerk fitting on it. But I just take the dust cap off and inspect it for myself, and as long as I can see grease in there, I know it's good. And same for this side, it's good. So I'll pop those back on. And all we doing is first of all, take me a rag and just kind of wipe off this area. Make sure it's clean. This is where your filter sits on. And then I'm gonna go ahead and install the new filter. I'm not gonna put any fluid in it because it's mounted sideways. So I am just gonna dab a little grease and just put it around the rubber part so it doesn't seize up. All right, and then hand tighten that back on. And I don't tighten it too tight. You know, sometimes I hand tighten it, but till you feel no more resistance. You don't want to do it too crazy, but no more resistance. And then you put your filter protector or cover back on. It's only two bolts. One right here and one right there. All right. Hand tighten. That's done. Then you want to put your, well, what I do before I put those back on, I'll put my filter, the cover, and then I'll start to drain. And then after, I'll start to fill the fluid back into the actual hydro. And then I'll put the cover back on. All right, so now that we have buttoned both sides up, as far as putting the filter and the guard back on there, I'm not putting the skid plate back on there yet. And the reason why is this is the mower if you're standing in front of it. So now we're about to go under the mower, and this is important when you're changing your hydraulic fluid. Now if you look up there, if you look up there, you see this little bolt. This bolt right here that I got my middle finger on. That is an 11/16 bolt, and you have it on each side for both hydros, right? So you want to unscrew that bolt. That is very important. Now this is under the mower, in between the axle. This is the axle, and this is the right side if I'm standing behind the mower. This is the right side hydro. This is the left side hydro. And so again, there's a bolt right there where I have my middle finger at. You want to take that bolt off, and this is how you're going to get your fluid back into the hydro. So hopefully the camera will give you a good angle, and we're gonna do this live.
Another raw production. R.A.W production.
So as you can see, I got it back on level ground. Excuse the mess, but that is how you do the hydraulic fluid change. As you can see, I got one bottle left, and I'm just putting it in the reservoir tank, just enough to fill up the bottom. Trust me, that's more than enough. Remember, this is just your reservoir tank, so it doesn't need to be completely full. And plus, when you run it at operating temperature, it will fill up a little bit more. All right, folks. So, like I was saying before I got cut off, I changed the hydraulic fluid on here. As you guys can see, it's really an easy process. Take the wheel off, take the skid plate off, take the cover off, take the filter off, let it drain, reverse the process, and then fill with fluid as you've seen. And then I replaced the idler pulley on here. The old one was loose, so I went ahead and just got another part. And as I can see, as I'm looking, man, this belt is really starting to go. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and replace this. See, I just seen this. You see that little string? That means it's time for this belt to go. So it really wasn't on there, it was just kind of hanging on. So I'm gonna change that. And then what else did I do? Air filter, and then I made sure all the greasable points was greased. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and put the new belt on there, and then I'm gonna run it, and that's it. And so I went to the dealer today because I'm having a little small problem. It's a small problem that I'm starting to notice, and before it gets bad, I just wanted to get some input on it. And so lately, my mower has, like, if I have it at low idle, and then I decide to turn the idle up before I engage my blades, I'll get like a little bogging going on, like maybe a second or two of bogging. And I wasn't sure what it was. And so I asked the mechanic at my local dealer, and he was telling me it could be a number of things. Two of them, which I replaced. He said it could also be a bad fuel pump. It could have just some dirty fuel in it and the fuel pump is getting clogged. And so I might want to check that out. And then he also told me at 200 hours, which that's where my mower is, I want to get the valves adjusted, which I never knew I had to do anything like that. Nobody told me about that. So that's why I'm glad I go and ask the mechanics, because they're going to tell you exactly what you need to do. I know for that service, I'm going to actually have to take it in and get it serviced there under my warranty or whatever. And so I'm going to have to do that when it's my slow season. And so that's all the way until like maybe November, December. So if the problem gets worse, then yeah, I'll eventually take it in and then just be down the time I need to. Luckily, I have a backup mower, which I'm doing some work on, and that's another video. I could use that until this one gets fixed. But yeah, this is pretty much my Gravely at 200, you know, right there at 200 hours. I don't know if you can see it. All right, 199.1, so damn near 200 hours. I just changed the gear oil for the second time. I do it every 100 hours. Not that bad. And so yeah, this is pretty much what I have to deal with. So I'm going, after I change the belt, I'm going to run it for a little bit, and then I'm going to put it up and get it ready for tomorrow. So I took a day off to get my equipment maintained, and the next few days it's going to be like 5 or 6 days of no rain. So you know, we're going to be running balls to the wall, me and my team. So that's what it is. You got to make sure your equipment can handle the rush, because you know, we doing 8 to 10 yards a day. As a solo guy, I'm doing 8 to 10 yards a day, and I'm running 6 days a week, 5-6 days a week. So you do the math on that. And these machines are there every day. You know, you turning them on, you turning them off. There's a lot of wear and tear going on, so you got to make sure you stay on top of your maintenance and also your personal health too. You know, you got to make sure you get enough rest. So after I make sure my equipment is straight, I'm gonna go and relax for a couple hours, and then, you know, get back to scheduling and get back at it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informal for you. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments section, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel so we can get this information out to other people. Because, you know, if you want to be change in the world, you have to be the change. So be the change you want to see. Other than that, y'all be safe out there. Have a happy and healthy day, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. So the end result, as you can hear, it's still doing that like 1, maybe 2 seconds of bogging, and then it before it gets up to its I guess rev limit or whatever. But yeah, that was the thing that I was talking about, that little bogging sound. So it's still happening. So I guess I'm going to take the dealer's advice and go with the next cheapest thing, which is replacing the fuel pump. And at the end of my season, I will take it into the shop to get the valves adjusted. So yeah, stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed the 200-hour review on the Gravely. Other than that, man, this thing is a great machine. I have no problems with it. Again, it's my primary mower, so you know it's gonna have the most problems first. So yeah, catch y'all on the next one. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. Cutting Up Lawn Care and Development. Quality gets quantity. Peace. I think, yeah, I brung it in twice, and the first time they just did, this is the receipt for the first time I brung it in. It says not running right, bogs down once warm and under load. Need possible valve adjustment. Need the carb cleaned and perform an eval. So they did that on the first time, and that was the total down there, what I paid for the labor and all of that, the parts and labor and all that stuff. And then once I bring it back and I told them the same thing was happening, this is the actual correction. So I had a bad ignition coil, and that's not really bad for a 200-hour mower, because you know you're running them 10 plus yards a day, so something like that was gonna happen. So that's the price on that, $77.09. And then the beginning, which is also something I needed, that hit me for $158.19. So that's not bad for it's not bad for a 200-hour review, tuning up the machine plus everything I did to it. So there you go.